1 2 1 2 1 2. Where's my headphones? Hold on, I gotta turn down the Warriors game. There are my headphones. Where's my music? Hold on, I gotta find my music. There's my music. Let's see, headphones, music, Warrior game down. I'll just go ahead and start the stream. Oh, wait. I started the stream already. So there you are. This is awkward. Oh, man. I'm trying to work on this thing where I do things in order. And the first thing that I always try to remind myself is, well, just start the stream, right? So I do that. And then I speak, and then I immediately forget that I did it because I'm smart. And then I'm talking to myself, and then you get to see the behind the scene process, and it's on, you know, I don't know if it's awkward for you. I hope not. At least I'm in, you know what I mean? I'm dressed. It's not like I start the stream and then go get dressed. Did you guys see that Jimmy Butler might have pooped himself? Did he poop himself? Looks like he pooped himself. They're not showing it fully. This was last night's game. I think it was on this play right there. He might have shat himself. He's going up for a layup. Yeah, looks like he shat himself. I mean, that's not a urine stain. Huh. Conga Hydra says, and when I'm putting work in on the weekend, I'll look back on this and think. Exactly. And with that said, why don't we go ahead and start the show.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game. Good news. Good news. We are having that combination. Jesus Christ. We can't run.
Give us a clap, love. Give us a clap, all right? Go ahead. It's all right. Give us a clap, love. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. That's all right. Had the club going up. Congratulations to you, by the way. I forgot to give you your propers because you did it. You know, when you got up this morning and you said, I'm going to fucking kick this Thursday right in the nutsack. Remember when you said that? You told yourself that. You were like, this Thursday doesn't stand a chance. The balls on this Thursday to come at me in the morning, the balls on this Thursday, the noive. I'm going to kick this Thursday right in the balls.
Super duper. That's nice.
That's what you said to yourself. You said, hey, Thursday, my name is... insert your name here. You got Jack on me, bud.
Way to go. Neato, gang. Yes, boy. Oh.
And then you went after it. And Thursday almost had the best of you because it's cold where you're at. It's cold where I'm at. But then you got yourself, I don't know what you start your morning with, a chai latte, tea maybe, cup of joe, a shot of Hennigan's. I don't know how you start your Thursdays. I don't drink anymore, so I put the HEN in, double NI. I put that away. I just get after a big ass jar of water. Hold on. I'll show you. Sit down, ball arena. We just do big old mason jars of water, right? And you're like, Thursday, you stand not a chance. And then guess how it played out? Played out exactly like that. To where by the end of the day, you were like, what was that? What was that? What did I do in 8 hours? Standing on my head? And Thursday's just over in the corner, worked out. Thursday's walking to the bench with a poop stain running down its shorts like Jimmy Butler with his brand new squad. And now you're here with me.
That is good news. I'll be honest. Congrats. That is good news.
And we love it.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. Every day in my hood, I'm a nice worker.
So let's get into it. Shall we? Waste a little more time than what we've already wasted? Time's never wasted. Because it's not real. It's a man-made construct. Don't know if you knew that. Time is a man-made construct. That is another conversation for another show. I wanted to start here before I got anywhere. And that would be, if you hear loud chewing, it's my dog Escobar giving one of his toys a bit of the business. That was a good move by Jimmy. Gets the defender off your bat for real. He shat himself. Hold on. I want your raw opinion on this. Let's see. I'm fairly sure we could run a poll on it if you guys want to. You want to do a poll? You guys want to run a poll on this, maybe? Should we run a poll? What was this on Jimmy Shawatz? Where's it at? What was this on Jimmy's Shawatz? By the way, Kanye West, he's getting divorced. You know why? This is how you should start every day, by the way. Is this how you start your Thursday? Because this is how I start my Thursday.
Game time, baby. Welcome back from break.
No, it's the backpack.
Game time, baby. Game time, baby.
God, he could do that like 3 or 4 times before if I was in that class. Nerd ass is getting whooped. Let's see. Let's find our boy. I might just have to show you guys right here. Oh, Wiz Khalifa was achieving big. Or did you start your Thursday like this? You probably started your Thursday. I know some. I can't play that out loud. Who starts their Thursdays like this? That is, I want to say impressive. I want to say it's impressive.
So superior to all they laws. The love is so
He keeps going.
that's all. Who runs?
Fuck it.
I'm just meandering and mobbing around.
Let's just watch Wiz Khalifa smoke for a second. You guys can take the sentence. Come on, it's right before the All-Star weekend. There's no football. Just chill out a little bit. You're so, why are you so worked? Why are you so uptight? Chill out. No stalling, Joseph. You want no problems. That's crazy. That's a crazy apparatus. That's a crazy apparatus. If you start your Thursdays like that, if that's how you start your mornings, I ain't got no problem with you. He can do Depends commercials now. Yeah, for sure. I thought I had it on my Twitter. Hold on, let me see. Ain't no snipers, no sniping. I got some stuff I want to talk about, but really I just want to hang out with my internet friends. Oh yeah, I got some Christian Brown I could show. Oh, here it is. No, this is from last night's game. This is a good place to start. What the hell is Podziemski doing? You got a wide open layup. They're playing right now, by the way. I've made my prediction that Golden State's going to be a problem. You're driving, you got a layup. It's right, you're right at the rim with a layup, and you kick it out for three. That is today's NBA, and that's why the basketball's trash. Here it is. Every common atomic dog today get piled on, pal. I'm fairly sure that he shot himself. That's crazy. That's crazy. And look, that's crazy. Like that's wanted. That's wanted to win it. You ain't gonna, I mean, yeah, ain't nobody, I'm not D'ing him. What? Coach, you know he pooped himself, right? They're like, Lomena, you got Butler. No, hell, I don't. He pooped himself. He shat himself. I'm not holding that. While we're on things basketball, I saw this video, and Christian Brown's been working on his game. Of course, the Nuggets are now officially preparing for the All-Star break. Ooh, give him that work. CB. This is just what he does in his offseason. How many of our Nuggets do you think are working at the game like this? It looks like it too. Like, especially with him going to the rim the way that he does. I mean, obviously that's in his DNA. But CB, you know who really represent my CB? Oh, the cross? CB got a bag. We don't see a lot of the cross in his bag. You just see a lot of that straight to the rim in his bag. That he's got a lot of that. We see that. We see his bag. I like to see him working that handle. He carries the ball a lot. Come here, get this work. Hasha. Congratulations, CB. I love it. You like it? I love it. Today is just a Think Piece Thursday. I got a piece of I got a conversation that I saw that I'm going to react to. The world is still falling apart in lieu of Kendrick Lamar's halftime show.
He is a good rapper and a good performer. That set list is insane for the Super Bowl. Two things. One, still like so heavily Drake. Serena Williams being out there doing two of your diss tracks. I think that should be more of like your moment and like a culmination.
It's still
Let me
being
start by saying this. I know that Kendrick Lamar does not care about this. People are like, he really cares about rap and black culture, and those people are happy.
Is that a problem? Is that bad? Is that a bad thing? Is it a bad thing that Kendrick Lamar only cares about rap and black culture? Does that bother you? These questions and more.
You know, as a white guy and middle America, and they're like, they don't care. We don't care that you don't like it. But then I think you also open yourself up to criticism where it's like,
that's fair.
This is a show where there are people who have transcended your niche and your genre and have so many hits and can do such a performance that every age and every gender and every race walk away being like, whoa, that was crazy.
Or they could just walk away and be like, that was something to see.
I think rap fans walked away going, that was awesome. I think that's falling short in the Super Bowl. I also don't like that. That to me felt like people were waiting for one song.
Yeah.
And he even teased it throughout. Usually people have 10 songs that you're like, this could be the opener. This could be the closer. This could be like.
He's not wrong.
Usher was leaving number one hits off of his set list.
Yeah.
When you have like one song that you're building up to and teasing, and I know it's the song of the moment, but it's also just like that felt like one hit wonder-ish to me.
Okay. Bill Burr's trending. Hold on. Let's see what Bill Burr's trending with. Let's see why Bill Burr is trending. I love Bill Burr, every single word, not a single lie detected. Billionaires are rabid dogs. Oh, wait.
The people that are struggling out there because of these billionaires, and they got us all arguing liberal and conservative. We got to stop doing that. Like, I am so tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much fucking money in this country. And there's so much work being done, you know. And if you work a full fucking week at a job, you should be able to pay your fucking rent. You shouldn't have to go out and get a fucking job and still be struggling. It's bad for the country because then the kids don't see their parents and they're not getting the upbringing that they need. It's so fucking these fucking billionaires. They need to be put down.
Oh,
you know, like fucking rabid dogs.
Boo!
They're like rabid with fucking greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
No, he's not wrong in a lot of places. Put down like rabid dogs is heavy. Adam and Wackworth. I'm just letting y'all know the Super Bowl thing's still being talked about. I know you're over it, but it's still being talked about. I won't bore you with that much more. This was nice. Did you start your Thursday like this, maybe?
Intentional. Never attribute to malice what can be.
We're just walking in front of it like we're not recording.
Hey, it happens. Be with people. None of it's intentional. Never attribute to malice what can be attributed to incompetence. It's far more likely that they're all in their own worlds, doing their own thing. They're not paying attention to the world around them. And we all do it every day, whether you're driving, walking down the street. All of our lives are just as complex as everybody else's. Everything you have going on, they have going on. Nobody knows what everybody else is going through. We also need to be a little more self-aware and aware of the world around us.
He flamed that. that kid with Asperger's flamed that take.
That was deep.
You got to look deep to find the deep things. If all you ever do in your life is stay at the surface, you'll never find anything worth exploring.
That one.
We're just walking in front of it like
that one. That one's for you. You ever seen Killing Them Softly? At the end of Killing Them Softly, the dad from Step Brothers is the hirer of Brad Pitt's character, and they're listening to this Obama speech, and the guy says, and Obama's talking, and then the guy looks at Brad Pitt, and he goes, that one's for you. What the kid just said, this part, this is for you.
That was deep.
Listen.
You got to look deep to find the deep things. If all you ever do in your life is stay at the surface, you'll never find anything worth exploring.
Hey, listen. I don't make the internet. I just play around in it. Yeah, I mean, it fits. More Kendrick Lamar halftime fallout. It's really ripped the rap community and the black community. It's really ripped us to shreds. Okay, here's a good place where we can start. Shiloh Sanders not invited to the NFL scouting combine, and it's for a reason. I wonder how Dion is going to handle this. Is Dion going to let Shiloh figure it out and head off into whatever comes next in his life? Because I don't think a professional football career is that thing. Or is he going to Bronny James Shiloh? Should Deion Sanders pull whatever strings that he needs to pull and Bronny Shiloh? Now, Bronny's doing well in the D League. He's averaging like 23 points a game now. He had his career high, 30 some odd, a couple nights ago. He's always getting, he's always available to get called up for a photo op with the big squad. And, I think, I don't have a problem. Okay. The Lakers have a kid named Quentin Olivari who can hoop his ass off and was such a big Steph Curry fan. Steph Curry made him cry. Hold on. Quentin. I believe it's Quentin Olivari. Lakers. Kid can ball. Pause. I don't know how to say. Pause. Quincy Olivari. And I mean, he's got true skills. Like, he's a baller. And a lot of people are like, you know, that contract that was given to Bronny, that money that Bronny's earning, the Lakers could get a whole lot more usage out of Quincy. Q is just, he's really one of them Himothy's. And he probably will not see any appreciable time with the Lake Show, which obviously that doesn't matter to us. I think in the integrity of just talking about sports. Okay. Is that cool? Of course that doesn't matter to Nuggets fan, but in the integrity of just, you know, the best guy getting the shot, when there's shots to be had, many think that Q should be getting all the looks and whatever monies that the Lakers spent on Bronny with somebody who's actually going to be able to come up and help them. And this kid can ball out. Anyway, my point is that LeBron James, the love that he has for his son and the weight that he carries with the Lakers, empowers him to put his kid in a position where, no, he might not deserve it. I don't know, good, bad, or indifferent. Some people say it's good parenting. I think it's loyalty. And what is parenting if not that? He is loyal to the motherfucking soil. Never leave the hood without my blessing oil. Should Coach Prime step out of the way, let Shiloh's career post CU football go the way of whatever way it's going to go? It doesn't look like it's going to go the way of the dinosaur. Or should he pull a string and make sure that his kid's Mr. Irrelevant? Like, is Shiloh good enough to be the dead last pick in the NFL draft? All these questions and more. Trade Nico. I saw that. And then there was this. Hold on, I'll get back to all that. We got to talk about Aaron Rodgers. I'm trying to get some of the lighter lifting out of the way. This is tape of Shiloh at the Senior Bowl week workouts, and it just looked bad. Bad tape. He's got bad feet. I mean, we saw this at CU, to be honest with you. I don't think CU fan is any surprised that it didn't go all that well for Shiloh. Now, conversely, his defensive backfield mate, Heisman Trophy award winner, Travis Hunter, will participate in the NFL Combine as a DB, which, I don't know. Obviously, I think it's a lot easier for a guy to adjust to the NFL. If you're Travis Hunter, which is going to be the easier adjustment for you to make as a DB or as a wide receiver? I think it'll be as a wide receiver. I don't think it's going to take a lot to, drop a couple packages for Travis to be able to get in on the offensive side of the ball and make a difference. He's obviously going to be available to take the top off of some defenses. He good across the middle. I don't think it'll be hard to, for him to show up and show out as a wide receiver. It's not that it's going to even be harder for him to show up and show out as a DB. He's just going to be more effective. I'm obviously he's not going to play as many snaps as he did in college on both sides of the ball. He'll be playing the majority of his snaps. Well, but that's the question, isn't it? How is Travis Hunter's God-given ability best used on the NFL level? Just relegated to taking away half the field as a DB? Like, isn't it? I mean, if he goes, and he will go, top 3, don't you want a guy who's just going to contribute in all the things? Maybe he should get as many. I'm just saying, like, I think putting him out there on Pat Surtain Island, that we're going to call it now, isn't that completely underutilizing, like Pat Surtain, the difference between Patrick Surtain and Travis Hunter is I don't think there's any question that Travis Hunter could probably be one of the NFL's best receivers within 2 years of starting his career. I just don't think there's any question that he would be a difference maker as a receiver, down in and down out, down in and down out, down and out. You feel me? And so then it's like, do you just take a guy like that and you go, oh, no, you're just going to be, is that my brother Rashad? Mr. Uppity. Uppity, what's uppity?
Oh, man, what's uppity?
Hold on, man. Let me get a round of applause for my brother Rashad. What's uppity?
What's up here, my brother? What's up? What we talking about here?
For those that don't know, I got homies. I got many brothers. Many people who I'm close with. This is one of my closest. What's that sound I hear? What else you got going on in the back?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Should be.
You frozen.
That there.
Hold on. You frozen. All right, there you go. What up?
You know, the lovely Green Valley, so the reception's a little.
My brother Rashad Bennett, Denver's very own entrepreneur, community activist, artist, visual creative, works with the camera. What is it that you don't do? Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, sir.
So for those that don't know, Shad, tell them about. Let's just get it out there. Let's get it up. Let's get it up right now. Tell them about your wine and spirits exploit. Tell them about the brand. We'll remind them later, but throw it out there.
All right, well, check this out. My name is Rashad Bennett from Denver, Colorado. By the way, the East Side, Park Hill. So, yes, sir. Hold on, time out. Was I interrupting something? Because you was just talking.
Yeah, you're fine. We'll get to it. I'm talking about Travis Hunter in sports. Today's the Thursday. Listen, this is what it is, Shad. This is the time of year in sports when, especially going into the NBA All-Star Weekend. What's up, Andon? Andon's in the house. This guy, I got to give one for my brother Rashad. So this is the time of year in sports when, to be quite honest with you, bro, it's right before All-Star Weekend. NFL's over. It's a slow time. You know what I mean? So I get on here and I love to just chop it up, to be honest with you. Okay. And so, you all good. We'll get back to seeing football. Tell people about Uppity Negro though.
Uppity Negro, that's my brand. It's a movement. So I started this Uppity Negro movement in 2009, and here we are, 2025. I started off with merchandise, and it was a good run doing merchandise, but everybody started doing merchandise. So I said I need something a little bit different. I like drinking wine, so let me put my label on some wine, and lo and behold, I had some wine, and somebody gave me a bunch of boxes of wine. I scratched that label off, put my label on, and presented it on Facebook, and it went viral. So now I had to make some wine.
Right.
I had to make some wine. I don't know. So I got with a partner that owns a winery, and I do private label wine, and it's been going good. I'm back at it now, so I'll have wine next week. And I'm revamping everything, meaning I want to touch cities like where you're at, Vegas, and some other spots. I have probably about 3,000 bottles coming, and then venture off into, maybe some bourbon or some vodka. But yeah, Uppity Negro is it's a movement. It's a movement.
You know the label. You know the name. Hold on, my name Fish is in the house.
What fish?
Fishing for Cars. This is our resident.
All right. What's up, Fish?
Fishing for Cars is our resident handicapper. He puts up bread and gets it back. which I don't find that to be the case with most people who gamble. It definitely ain't the case with my ass. I'm still trying to win the Powerball.
Come on.
So all right, let me get back to this. So my question that I'm asking is, Travis Hunter as a, let's get this back here. Travis Hunter as an athlete has proven himself to be one of the greatest, I think, of all time. Already, he's already put himself in that sort of Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson. Like, if you've seen him hoop, if you've seen Travis hoop, it's pretty unmistakable just how amazing an athlete that he is. And so then it's like, all right, you know, you're going into the NFL draft. He declares that he's going to the combine. He declares that he's going to work out as a DB. But I'm like, man, when he gets drafted, is there any way that a team that needs a Travis Hunter, which will be a team drafting at the top, doesn't find every way in the world to use this man? The shit don't seem like it makes a whole lot of sense to not. And with that being said, I'm just kind of like, why declare at all that you're going to work out? I guess that's just so he has to run the 40. I don't know. Is that just so that he, you know, I mean, he's only going so that he doesn't have to do any route running? Like, why declare simply as a cornerback? I'm not really clear on the decision to do that. Fishing says you BD hungover, BD handover or hangover. Oh yeah, by the way, happy pre-Valentine's Day to all you Valentine's Day celebrators out there. Shad, you got a Valentine that you're gonna be celebrating? Man, where'd you go? You got a Valentine that you're gonna be celebrating?
I'm here. Listen, brother. I don't do pagan holidays. Yeah, but I don't say nothing like it does then. I don't even know who Cupid is. Yeah, no special Valentine, bro. And the crazy thing is, if I did have one, I'm that type of dude to make up an excuse of why I don't celebrate.
Right. Yeah, because that pagan holiday shit. Wow.
People don't understand it. And they don't understand it.
Hold on, let me see.
I don't even like I love flowers, but I love plants. You ain't gonna cut. I can't do it. I just can't do it, Jim. No problem.
I wouldn't put Hunter in the all-time athletes, and I love Hunter. He doesn't play multi-sports, just multiple positions. I think when you're talking about athletes, I know he doesn't play baseball. I think he probably, I mean, would he make it to the NBA? If Bronny could get drafted, sure he could. Keenan's in the building. What's happening?
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Hey, champ, how do I share this live?
How do you share the live? I sent
Can
you
I
the
share
link.
this?
I sent you the
You
link.
did send me.
I sent you the link in your what you call it.
You did. Done and done.
I think that Travis Hunter has proven himself to be one of the greatest. I don't think you have to play two sports. Like, when you say great athlete, it's not that it doesn't. Aren't you just talking about their athletic ability? You know what I mean? If, like, hold on, Travis Hunter hooping. I know we've all seen this, but I want to get this clear. Let's see, Travis Hunter basketball. I mean, when I say greatest, one of the greatest athletes ever, I'm really coming at this from a pretty. No, I don't want that. This one. I'm coming at from a pretty basic level. I mean, just from a basic level. Like, what are we talking about?
I didn't even know the dude hoop.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Welcome to another video. Y'all
Travis is one of them ones.
And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. In this video, another basketball video. This time we're here with a whole bunch of football players. We got Cam, got Ty.
Now, I'm not the competition that he's playing against.
Hank. We got everybody.
Think about it what you will. It's fine.
I don't know what Josh and I don't know what Tavion that.
Let me see the skills.
Hold on, bro. This bro, like, the kid has. I mean, there's nothing. I don't think that there's anything that Travis Hunter can't do.
You know what I'm saying? You know what time it is, man. Make sure y'all stay tuned to the video. Get back into the highlights.
I just don't think that there's a lot. So then when I say one of the greatest athletes ever, look, I mean, I think the tape kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, you gonna have to watch.
Come on, man.
You know what time it is?
It's not just that he can do this. It's that he's as spectacular of a basketball player as he is.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be equally as spectacular. Right. He seems to be equally as skilled. Come on, the hezzy, the scoop.
Oh, come on now.
Crazy, man.
What are we talking about?
That shit is crazy.
Now, playing two sports would solidify it, but effectively, he looks like he could play basketball, and I think at least excel on the NCAA D1 level. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
He's one of them ones for sure.
He's one of them ones.
He's one of them ones. Yeah.
It's not. I think when you get into that, okay, arguably he could have been, one of the greatest athletes ever because, he played two sports. I mean, what's my nigga? What's my brother's name who played with Dave Justice? There was another Atlanta Falcon. Atlanta Brave back in the day who played he played both sports. Ron Gant. Ron Gant wasn't one of the greatest athletes of all time. He played two sports. Right? It's like, I think we're talking about how prolific are your abilities. It's not really a matter of if you can play two sports. It's how prolific. I'm talking about athletics. As an athlete, he gets into that conversation of one of the greatest I've ever seen. T Hunt is way better wide out, in my opinion. I think that's what I'm saying. I think that if he goes to the NFL and he is only relegated to playing, Shot, I'm gonna put you down for a second just to see if I can figure out what's that other sound is. Yeah, that's coming from you, bro. Shot, whatever's going on in your background, man, is loud. I'm gonna put you down for a second. Hold on, bro. Travis Hunter as an athlete is ridiculous. And I think as a receiver, I think he would be far more. His contributions on the NFL level, I think, would be way more impactful from a wide receiver standpoint. I don't think you can teach what he's got. Yeah, he's got a speaker on or something that's echoing. I don't think you can. I think he has that special that's just like, if he gets relegated to just trying to be Patrick Surtain, which once again, shout out to Pat Surtain for being Defense Player of the Year. I think that he'd be way underutilized for wherever he goes, especially the team that he goes to is going to be a team that sucks and needs a playmaker. T Hunt is way better wide out, in my opinion. Shouldn't be when other athletes have done it, including Dion. I get that. You're putting Hunter over Dave Winfield, who was drafted in multiple sports, Bo Jackson. I didn't say I was putting him over anything. I'd put him as an athlete. I'd put him over. I said athlete now. And I would definitely put him over Elway. Never saw Jim Thorpe play. I know, Jim Brown was, a devastating running back. I think Jim Brown probably could have, yeah, you got like a speaker issue or something, Shot.
Me, is it still going?
Yeah, there's a speaker or something, man. So I'm gonna mute you up, bro.
No, that's fine. I'm
gonna mute you up. And I'm gonna take you down off stage for a second. I think that, from an athletic standpoint, no, I would not Bo Jackson. No, not Dion. Definitely, I would say he's a better athlete than John Elway. Never saw Jim Thorpe. I think Jim Brown, because Jim Brown played lacrosse. And from the highlights I've seen, Jim Brown was a monster. But yeah, I'd say better than Jim Brown just from looking at their highlights, looking at their tape. It's like, have you ever seen Jim Brown dunk a basketball? You feel me? You never saw this, Keenan. Yeah, I'll keep it playing. I'm going to turn it down, but it's just kind of crazy how easily he does things from an athletic standpoint. It's just, this is something I don't think I've ever seen. Like baseball, here's the thing about baseball. and baseball players. I think you can be a great athlete and play baseball, but you can also be John Kruk. You feel what I'm saying? Baseball is a skill, it's a thinking man's game, and it's a game of, it's like a parlor game, right? It's like a parlor game of skill. And so I think from that respect, in that regard, yes, when you're a Bo Jackson, it stands out just how amazing an outfielder Bo Jackson was, and a hitter, and how devastating a hitter. But his athleticism was most on display. His athleticism, I'm saying, well, when he runs up a wall, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm just saying, like, he and Dion pretty much, I think, rounded out the list of great athletes. And in that regard, I think Travis Hunter is right up there with them. He is. I don't doubt that if you gave him a glove, he would at least be an above average outfielder. I just, you know what I mean? I just don't see, he's got that scary, that freaky type of ability. Question to you guys though: do you think Travis Hunter would be underutilized if he doesn't get what percentage of his next team's offensive snaps should Travis Hunter take as a receiver? There's the question. What percentage of, yes, he is left-handed. What percentage of offensive snaps for the team that he signs up for? I mean, the team that drafts him. What percentage of that team's offensive snaps should he take as a receiver? I think that's really the question. So there is a really good reason T. Hunt cannot play both sides in the NFL. I feel like he should get a chance, and if he gasses out, and only then choose a side. I think I'm the same way. I think that when you got a guy like this, first of all, I would never not give him a chance to prove that you're going to have to stop him as an offensive threat. I would never not give him that chance. Let me say, Antonio Gates was playing college basketball, became a tight end. 95% of footballers can play and dunk, said by Alfred Williams. Yes, 95 can dunk. But again, if you're watching what I'm watching, this isn't just a matter of him dunking. If it were that, I'm not enamored by the fact that he can dunk. I'm enamored by watch his bag. If you're watching, I'm talking about watch his bag. If you know basketball, then you can see Travis Hunter has a bag. He's not just out here dunking. He literally has game. It's not just a matter of, oh, he can dunk the basketball. He's got a jumper. He's got a handle. You know, obviously on the NBA level, he's not going to really match up because you're going to lose something height-wise. He's Bronny's size. I guarantee you this. Travis Hunter could do everything that LeBron James Jr. is doing in the D-League right now. I can tell you that sight unseen. Everything that Bronny is doing in the D-League, Trav could do in the D-League. Sight unseen. Did you see the three he just hit? Am I saying that he would be a starter on an NBA roster? No. What I am saying, though, is Travis Hunter's got a hoop bag. And it's pretty fucking impressive. And okay, when I say it's impressive on that level where it's like, oh, this dude really is just a freak of athletic nature. He really is just that guy. And I think, so let's keep it football, though. I think from a football perspective, 6'1", 185, that's his measurements. That's not very big for a wideout. But it's not unusually undersized either, right? I mean, he is not going to be kept up with, it's going to be a Pat Surtain type DB that's going to have to cover him up. If he's just lining up at wideout, I just don't see how he's not. I'll be interested. I'll be interested to see how his NFL career goes. This isn't Charles Woodson. This isn't the ease with which he does stuff is freaky. This isn't Charles Woodson. I think this is once in a lifetime athlete type stuff. And so with that being said, I'm just saying as a receiver, I think that whoever drafts him would be woefully underusing him if they do not give him a serious look. If he doesn't get a serious look at wideout. If he doesn't get a serious look at wideout. I think Hunter is more valuable as a DB and have packages for him at wideout. That's where he's most valuable. Locking down one side of the field on huge on defense. No disagreement there. If he ends up with Cleveland, the problem is that their best defensive lineman might be, he definitely wants out. I think if we're just talking about running and jumping, sure, he's one of the best. Well, yeah, that's the athletics, right? Running and jumping. I mean, he's going to be at least WR2 skill wise on any team he ends up on. So makes sense to play him as much as they safely can. Don't know to get enough snap count though. Yeah, I think it's like, so let's talk about it. You got 100%. You got, we start at 100. There's 100% of the offensive snaps that the offense is going to take. How many of those snaps? This is sight unseen. This is all speculation. What percentage of those snaps should Travis Hunter take as a receiver for an offense? 10%? 20%? Should he be out there half the time? Is it only you put him in special situations, in special packages? Because as a DB, I don't disagree with Fishing. You want him in there really making sure that the other side's best offensive weapon is having time. But now in the NFL, aren't we playing a lot of zone? Isn't there a lot of zone? Like, how many times is it really just man up? You feel me? Conga, I know you was going deep earlier, man. Let me give my boy Conga some love. CB is looking nice. Nasty, wow. He's just blowing it. His face weighs so much. I'm just checking in with you. I'm just checking in with you, Conga. Conga was in here early, fucking with me. Let me see. That would be my concern. Putting him at wideout full time. Yeah, I think that would be a bit much, wouldn't it? Wideout full time is a bit much. So I guess I'm asking let's say you're the head coach of the Cleveland Browns and he falls to y'all. How many offensive snaps are you giving? What percentage of the offensive snaps is Travis Hunter taking for you? By the way, don't look now. Golden State up 81-64 on the Houston Rockets. I know some of y'all don't care. I am so intrigued by this team that they put together. I want to see what they do. Is a pizza-shaped heart pizza from Pizza a good Valentine's Day gift? Well, Timothy Remothy's in the house.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Here's the thing about Valentine's Day gifts. I think that is I'll tell you why, and I'm being serious now. I'll tell you why I think it's a great Valentine's Day gift. Because you got 365 days in a year to tell the person that you love them. Make that day the exact opposite of anything that could get you in trouble. Because how many cards have you gotten? How many cards have you bought? Whatever your age is, however long you've been with your significant, how many cards have you bought and tried to find a different way to write, I love you to the moon and back? How many times have you said love you to the moon and back in one of your Valentine's Day cards? What's your go-to? So yeah, if I can get a heart-shaped pizza, I think that's badass. He should be able to replicate Garrett Wilson's numbers, some similar body type. Hell yeah, Timothy, that's get you laid 5 feet. Yeah. Straight up and down. And if it doesn't, you got a pizza. What the fuck? Reminds me of football version of Allen Iverson. That's a great comp. by all accounts, Allen Iverson, from everything that I've heard, Newport News, Virginia, by all accounts, Allen Iverson was thought to have been a better quarterback than he was a hooper. Let's look Allen Iverson quarterback. Allen. And then I got an annoying question that I saw on Twitter that I want to ask you guys. Quarterback highlights. Yeah. Allen Iverson got a football remix. Hold on. Let me see. I don't want to hear no music.
And that's crazy to think that you're the best football player in the world, which I did, and to be sitting up here as a Hall of Famer in basketball. You tell me God ain't good.
Let's watch. Now, this is obviously, these are Little League highlights. Well, you knew he would, him having shakes isn't a surprise. It was his arm. Him having shakes doesn't come as a surprise. Crossover. Him being tough also doesn't really come as a surprise, right? He's carrying that ball like a loaf of bread. This isn't going to be a tape, I think, requisite of other okay, these are this is more him in high school. No. On some Michael Vick, Bartek. On some Michael Vick, Bartek. And what's crazy is, he looks big, right? Now, obviously, it's high school. And that arm? What? Sling. A bit of a duck. Sling. Is that a pick? Oh, that was a pick, but then he went and got it. Oh, stick? What? It was AI laying the wood? Gimme. You knew he had shakes. Speed. He had a speed bag. Carry that ball like a loaf of bread. Deep. That was a 50-50 ball. Oh, no, that was the other squad. That's him picking one off. That's another pick. So he played both ways. It was Travis Hunter. Is it Travis Hunter, Allen Iverson? Is Travis Hunter, Allen Iverson, if Allen Iverson would have just played football? Did you see that kicker? What? Bruh. I mean, level of competition as always has to be taken into consideration when you're watching football highlights. Obviously, especially in their high school football highlights, music is very majestic. Level of competition should be taken into consideration. But when you see a guy's athletic ability, like, it looks like everybody else is just standing, and then his willingness to get physical and tackle is impressive. Bubba Chuck? Bubba Chuck was really him. How far did he throw it? Is that 60 yards? Oh, he hit the back of the bubble.
Football player. That was my first love. I mean, a lot of people think I'm crazy when I say I'm better in football than I am in basketball.
Is Travis Hunter modern day Allen Iverson? Is that possible? I'm telling you, when I watch him hoop, when I watch Travis Hunter hoop, I'm like, I know bags. He's got a hooper bag. It's not football player playing basketball bag. He's got a hooper bag. Might avoid that J, though, a tad greasy. If I'm head coach of Cleveland, I'm taking QB and hoping it works out and hoping it works. because it's the only way out of their mess. Hunter shouldn't be on their radar. Yeah, they got bigger fish to fry. I mean, you could do this thing with Jameis Winston for another year, though. You know what I mean? You could do this because I think you have a chance to add, when you have a chance to add a transcendent talent to your roster, when you have a chance to add a transcendent talent to your roster, like a culture-changing talent to your roster, don't you just take a chance? Don't you just take a shot at that? Honestly, I think Travis Hunter is too skinny. It's not me trying to troll. Kid needs to build some muscle, or playing on the other side won't matter. I haven't heard that as an assessment of Travis Hunter. When you see the kid in Philly, not AJ, but the other kid, I've seen slight guys excel in the NBA. I mean, in the NFL, more than in this era than I have in eras leading up to it. I didn't even know he played football. Yeah, isn't that right, Keenan? It's crazy. Allen Iverson was, and he said it. I'm a football player. He believed he could have played in the NFL. You talking about, when we talking about practice? Not the game. Not the game that I love. Ooh.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
All right, we'll put that Travis Hunter conversation to bed because I want to poll this while I have you Bronco fans' attention. I saw this poll. Pause. By the way, you guys know this game? Highlight. This is like one of those.
Goanaga. Forehander Bote played by Manny. Right to the left side of Goanaga. Costado inside. Going to be a long run for Manny. He's got to play, and he saves it.
So it's like glorified handball.
Drop shot. Ooh,
drop shot.
Manny. He
Nope.
gets there, Manny, to the outside.
That was a stupid drop shot, wasn't it?
Manny has come all the way back to tie it up at 5-5.
It was a dumb drop shot. Hold on, let's watch this one more time. Now, I don't know highlight, but I know stupid.
Forehander Bote played by Manny.
And
right
40,
Goanaga, Costado inside, going to be a long run
40
for
looks
Manny.
like he's not really thinking this
and he
through.
Saves it. Goanaga attacks, drop shot. Ooh,
I don't think he really thought that through. You're out of here.
That scores.
Got a big hook scoop on the end of my hand. You think I'm going to flame you with that? I'd have flamed that. I would have flamed that guy with that. I would have flamed bro with that. Bro would have caught flames with that. You throw that shit short to me? What are you, out of your mind? All right, check this out. And we're gonna look in the comments, and then we're gonna pull. Oops. We're gonna look in the comments, and we're also gonna poll you guys. Which team gets to claim Peyton Manning before we get to Aaron Rodgers? Which team gets to claim Peyton Manning? Colts or the Denver Broncos? Put it in the chat. Chat. Who gets to claim Peyton Manning? Looks like some white people shit. It's like this is highlight is played by the Latinos. Who gets to claim Peyton Manning? I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're here to talk about. We need to talk about practice, not the game. Okay, it's coming in. It's coming in. Highlight is the craziest sport. It fucking like. Look at this. You could die playing highlight. By the way, there have been highlight deaths. By the way, there's a highlight death count. That ball is humming. But I really do think that 40 really miscalculated on this. Well, you throw this little drop shot? Like, what do you think? I'm some type of sucker? Flames. I would have flamed that bro with that. I would have flamed bro with that. All right. So which team gets to claim Peyton Manning is the question. I don't even believe that it's a question. I'm being honest. Doesn't matter. Eli was the best Manning. He's ours, Broncos. One doesn't go back to their ex-girlfriend. Colts, what the fuck? How is that even a question? Colts, they drafted him. Peyton claimed the Broncos. This isn't even a question. Colts dumped him when he was injured, and he's been exclusively pro-Broncos since. Interesting perspective. Is that valid? Really not about what we say. Peyton clearly aligns himself with the Denver Bronco organization. The Colts let him go like a dog in the midst of his worst health issues. He was built in Indianapolis, spent 80% of his career there. It's obvious. That's kind of where I'm at with it, but I'm going to keep reading. He's a Colt. Tries to be a part of the Broncos more because Colts cut him and Brady dominated him as a Colt. Didn't he win a Super Bowl? Didn't he win a Super Bowl with the Colts? Am I tripping? The Colts. If not, Buccaneers should claim Brady as well. There's my point. Denver gave him an opportunity in the defense he could hide behind. Unfortunately, Denver did not have an offensive line to hide behind, but it worked out okay. What's the chat saying? Broncos Manning equals Broncos. Fishing, Broncos. Timothy Rimothy. Colts claim him more. Isn't that where you know what I mean? Like, I find it fascinating that it's a question at all. And I'll tell you why. Colts grow up to become Broncos. Nice. Nice fishing. Lifelong Broncos lover. Colts is his career with Denver solidifying his legacy. Keenan, I think, has probably the best answer that I've heard thus far. Manning claims the Broncos. Yeah, he claims the Broncos, but the question is can you really do that? How many years of service do you have to have with a team before you can say that's my squad over that'd be like Joe Montana claiming the Kansas City Chiefs. That wouldn't happen, would it? And Denver and the state of Colorado. That's fine where he likes to live. I don't think anybody wants to live in Indianapolis. Have you been to Indianapolis? Broncos, because we didn't give up on him when he got neck surgery. He dedicated himself to Denver, got us a ring, so he is a Bronco, but it has to be the Colts. Doesn't it have to, regardless of, take emotion out of it. Remove emotion. Let's just go with cold, hard logic. Overall impact, he got most of his numbers with the Colts as a Colt. So overall impact would still be with the Colts. All of the numbers he amassed for the most part with the Colts. He might have eclipsed some records as a Bronco, but were it not for his career as a Colt, there is no overall impact where his career is concerned. That's like Jerry Rice claiming the Broncos. I agree. It'd be like Tony Dorsett. Remember when Tony Dorsett came and had a cup of coffee with the Broncos? Is Tony Dorsett? I think the Broncos did put Tony Dorsett in the Ring of Fame. They better not have, but I think they did. He came here and it turned around and his impact was immeasurable. Great word. If Cubes and Shanny Manning hooked up 10 years earlier, TB12 would have only two of them. I don't disagree with that. Ben Lopez, welcome to the party, pal.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Remove emotions. Peyton did more in less time with Denver. Are you talking about just winning a Super Bowl? Because there's no way in the world he did more with Denver when he built his career as anything with the Colts. Right? Impact four. Hold on, I'm gonna read this like Andon wrote it. Impact for the team, not individual. Okay. Weren't his numbers? The Colts were relevant in those years. It wasn't just him racking up a bunch of, insignificant individual numbers. The Colts, did he win a Super Bowl as a Colt? Am I bugging? Am I tripping? I can't remember. I don't think he did. Or yeah, they did. Wait. Did Peyton? Somebody tell me. You guys tell me. You guys are the fucking chat. Come on, chat. Tell me. Did Peyton Manning win a Super Bowl with the Colts? Why do I remember that he did? Am I bugging? Idiot liquored up kicker. It was that year, right? Peyton win Super Bowl, because you guys are slow. And I don't remember, with Colts. Yes, he beat Rex Grossman and the Chicago Bears. Thank you, Conga. Okay. So, Super Bowl with the Colts. I'm being serious. I'm not. I know Bronco fan thinks I'm trying to hate on your parade. I'm really not. I think it's a ridiculous question. To be quite honest, the only reason I bookmarked it because I do think it's a ridiculous. When you say remove emotion, I'm like, okay. 4 years, 4 division championships, 2 Super Bowl visits, 1 Super Bowl win. I'm going to be honest with you. The only thing that matters in that list of accomplishments is the 1 Super Bowl win. No one goes, oh yeah, but they won a division championship. Nobody remembers that. Least of all, people like you fishing. You don't give awards for division champs. Oh, they were the division champs. Okay. Who gives a shit? Did they win the Super Bowl? Am I tripping? 2 Super Bowl visits. No one was willing to give it to John Elway that he had 4 trips to the Super Bowl before he won one. No one cares if you make it and you don't win it. Am I tripping? So the question in and of itself, here comes Houston. The question in and of itself it bugged me out because I was just like, is this really a conversation? Well, when it comes to Denver versus Indianapolis, who has more people pooping in the streets? So I'll give it to Indy. No way. That is a reach. Tony and Jerry are both Ring of Famers. Shame on you, Bronco Nation, for allowing that to happen. Shame on you, Bronco Nation, for allowing that to happen. If Tony Dorsett is in the Ring of Fame, I should be in the Ring of Fame. That's how ridiculous that is. And Jerry Rice, it's desperate. What do you do when you're dating a woman? Or ladies, if you're dating a man? And within, let's say, the first 6 dates, she's like, I love you. Marry me. Here's my bank card. Now, you might take the bank card. Or, gentlemen, you might take the bank card. But, purpose it as you will. But aren't you already looking for the exit? Don't be such a cheap date. No way in the world. He never would have left the Colts if it wasn't just him and Harrison completely carrying them. I believe Edgerrin James had a lot to do with what they were doing there, and Marshall Faulk was pretty pivotal for some point in time while he was there. Ben Lopez, what's up with the what does that emoji mean? You guys ever see the thing that emojis are like spell binding, spell casting stuff? You ever heard that? Urban legend. With just a little more help in Indy, he gets 3 rings with them and never leaves. I think that's kind of the point. Football's a cold, cold world of, are you hurt or are you injured? And I don't agree with how they did him, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I just don't even understand how this is a conversation. I get sentiment, but I'm saying when it comes down to it, aren't we all about cold, hard facts? 4 years versus 11, 12 years with the Colts. All the success that he had as a Colt, it's not like he didn't have any success as a Colt either. I think that's really my thing. He had success in both places. One was just where he built his legend, and the other was where he finished his career. Albeit he won a Super Bowl. As long as Atwater doesn't consider himself a Jet. Thank you, Conga. Now we can, okay, perfect. Thank you, Conga Hydra. Bronco fan. Shannon Sharp. Is Shannon Sharp a Bronco or a Baltimore Raven? So I'm asking. Come on, chat. Is Shannon Sharp a Bronco or a Raven? I could say the same thing for Trevor Price. Let's go. Throw it in there. Shannon Sharp, Bronco or Raven? Dad Solo's in the house.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
So, Andon, you say Bronco, yet you also say Peyton Bronco. Give me the whys. I need to know the rationale. But I'm waiting. I'm going to try and catch up on you guys as Atwater Bronco. By the way, Conga, that one's for you for helping steer this conversation in an all new direction. 12 years with the Colts, 2 Super Bowl visits, 1 Super Bowl win. Okay. And an array of passing accolades and success. It wasn't just that, right? Everything that, like, these conversations aren't being had if Peyton Manning was Rex Grossman and he just, kind of stepped in and piloted. He was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time when he got here, right? So it's not just 12 years with the Colts, blah. It's 12 spectacular years of football, unable to eclipse the Michael Jordan of his era, which was Tom Brady, but got himself one, albeit against the Bears, and he got himself a ring with the Colts. If he hadn't got a ring with the Colts, I'd even have more. The Broncos would have more of an argument. Peyton went to Super Bowls with the Colts, won one. 2012 season, Broncos offense was legendary and broke a stupid amount of records before losing to the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. So then what you're telling me is that this 2012 season doesn't count for shit. Sorry, that's how that works, right? 73 win, the 73 win Golden State Warriors. Anybody care? Of course you don't. You know why you don't care? Because they dropped it when it mattered most. Right? That's how that works, right? No one cares. It's a nice little footnote, but no one cares. 2008 Bears in Miami with Prince putting on the best halftime show ever. Okay, that was Ben Lopez. Thank you very much.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
God, I was watching that the other day when he plays Purple Rain and then it starts fucking raining. He did that. This little magical motherfucker played Purple Rain and it rained. I think he might have made it rain on his own. Pause. I had to look it up, though. They let him down so many years, it felt like he was never going to get one with them for a bit. But he got it. It is indeed ridiculous. I think it's a ridiculous conversation. Denver was his last shot at another Super Bowl. Indy was his career. I think that's kind of the narrative. Regardless of how woo-woo Bronco fan you feel about it, we're a house of learned doctors. We are a house of learned doctors here. We're not emotional freaks, right? We are a house of learned doctors. You don't just give the booty away. Elway had 3 trips before winning 1, but I get what you're saying. What did I say, 4? That's jokes. He won 1 versus Indy and the Bears. Got it. Peyton Manning, John Lynch are both Ring of Famers, so who knows? John Lynch would be another one where it's kind of like, it's like the Broncos are cheap date, man. You're giving that Ring of Fame away to anybody. Cup of coffee. Cheap date. You can't do your Ring of Fame like that. Right? Shouldn't the Ring of Fame be reserved for, you know what I'm saying? Cheap date. Looking back on sentiments of the news at the time when Manning got cut from the Colts and came to the Broncos, the entire league said he was done. We're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers here in a second. And he made a comeback basically from the grave, like the Undertaker. Dong. Jerry nor Tony are in the Ring of Fame for the Broncos. That's fake news. I think Let me see. Fishing, you know I trust you, but I just want to double check. Is Tony Dorsett in the Broncos? The Ring of Fame. The Ring of Fame. No, Tony Dorsett is not in the Broncos Ring of Fame. The Ring of Fame. The Ring of Fame. Love, Jerry Rice is a burning flame. No, Jerry Rice is also not in the Denver Broncos Ring of Fame. That is, in fact, fake news. Can always trust fishing. Salute to you. Thank you for the Die Hard plug. You're very welcome. I love that movie. Welcome to the party, pal. The biggest thing I recall from Manning was when he was with the Colts, was playing him in the RCA Dome, was a fucking boss battle every time. Yeah, he gave the Broncos fits, man. Sharp, Bronco. Dad Solo says Bronco for Sharp. One season is not 4 or 5 years, not even a comparison. You're always fucking up a good story with facts. In my opinion, it's up to the player. Sharp is a Bronco. He says so. He does say so. Manning is a Bronco. He says so. He does say so. I remember Romanowski trying to injure Sharp when he was on the Ravens. Bill Romanowski is still to this day just Jason Hunt's in the building.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Do the Colts, I know what you meant. Do the Colts give up on Manning for one of the other QBs in 2012 other than Luck? They do not.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
I think that's a part of what is hard to remember in certain regard. Is Caitlyn Jenner never mind. Does Caitlyn Jenner go in as, go ahead and leave that one alone. Nailed it. Because this is the only team in NFL where the rule applies. Once a Bronco, always a Bronco. In fact, you can be a Bronco and never play here. Look at Chad Brown, honorary Bronco. Is Chad Brown an honorary Bronco? Please don't tell me that's true. Is that real? How does that happen? He wins Super Bowls with the Steelers. He plays with the Steelers. He's an honorary Bronco. Is that real? Cheap date. Purple Rain is my favorite song. I mean, God, look it up. Purple Rain in Milan and watch the masterpiece. Okay, we can't put the sound on, but don't threaten me with a good time. What? Purple Rain Milan. Threaten me with a good time. Are you out of your mind? Yee-haw, sweetie. Da-na-na, na-na-na-na. Bum, 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 bum. It's not going to do me any good if I can't watch it, right? Can't have sound on. God, rest in peace, man. The little guy was gone too soon. Gone too soon. I'm going to get here to Aaron Rodgers here in a second. What should happen with Aaron Rodgers, you guys? Start piping it up now. What happens? Is it done? Is this how the Aaron Rodgers? Is this how it ends? Is this how it ends for Aaron Rodgers? It's all about importance. Broncos were coming off a terrible Cutler and then Tebow years, and they were getting desperate. Agreed. Don't be a cheap date, though. I'm kind of changing my tune. I think both can equally claim him. Keenan, you can't. You can change your tune if you want to, Keenan. I don't mind. To say he's not a part of the blood of each franchise would be wrong. Would it? Would it really? The owner of the Colts said all these Star Wars numbers need to change when talking about Manning. Is that what was that guy's name? What was that guy's name? He was an asshole too. What was his name? Is that what he said? That's crazy. Okay, you're swaying me. Sounded like a bit of, what is it, like some internal hate? You think he thought he was coming, like Peyton was coming for his? That's the guy who likes to drink and drive. What was his name? No. This is like when a kid throws away a toy. You find it, clean it, and they cry and say it's still theirs. Nope, you threw it away. Finders keepers, kid. I used to be, that's so crazy. I was that kid. You don't play with something and then you just want it when somebody else grabs it. Caitlin Cunner crushed at 77. Yes, sir. When hundreds of millions and the attention of the whole state are on the line, you can get sentimental and keep your aging plus injured golden boy when there's an opportunity like Luck for the future. And then look how it ended with Andrew Luck. He just walked away. That was kind of like Skunk Life's in the house.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Okay, let's talk about it because I'm pretty sure that you're talking about. I'm pretty sure you're talking about Aaron Rodgers because Skunk Life, you are a Jets fan. You're a New Yorker, if I'm not mistaken. Let's talk about it. Hold on, let me finish these up. Now he's crushing on the down low. Yeah, crushing. I'm glad it never came to fruition. Yeah, we're talking about Jim Irsay. There he is, the drunken driver, Jim Irsay. I fucking love the chat. Ain't nothing stronger than the motherfucking chat.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
All right. I know you guys hate Aaron Rodgers. I have a love for Aaron Rodgers as a Packer, fan. Do you think Aaron Rodgers can still help an NFL franchise win football games? Was it just wrong guy, wrong situation in New York? Is Aaron Rodgers that big of a douchebag that he is just simply no help whatsoever to a franchise that could use, like, if you're the Cleveland Browns, knowing with what you're dealing with and how close you kind of are, if you're the Cleveland Browns and you can pretty much sign Aaron Rodgers and then bring in Travis Hunter. You don't do that? You don't do USA just took the lead 3-2 in hockey. Who are they playing, fishing? You don't do that? By the way, the Jets, if you're the Jets, are you trying to get into the Shedeur Sanders sweepstake now that you're quarterbackless? Irsay knew how to party. He was an asshole. I think if I'm Cleveland and I know everything that I've been through, you take another flyer on another. I do. I kind of do. I don't think if you're Pittsburgh, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, or you're the Cleveland Browns, don't you have to kick the tires on Aaron Rodgers? No. Oh, you bleed orange and blue? My bad, brother. My bad. You ain't got to show no ink, brother. You ain't got to show no ink, brother. Hell no. Bottom feeders, maybe. I don't think if you're a bottom feeder, you ruin the culture. One, you probably already got a quarterback, and he's not a long-term fix. I think he's the perfect quarterback for a franchise like Pittsburgh, who thinks that, they thought apparently they were a Russell Wilson away from really giving it a good run. As bad as everyone thinks of Aaron Rodgers because of the COVID stuff, and he's smug, is he still not one of the top 5 passers in the league right now? Like right now, isn't Aaron Rodgers still one of the top 5? Given opportunity to succeed, mind you, that means he's got an offensive line. He's not one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league still right now. You don't believe that. You ain't getting anything but some wins. Isn't that what it's about? Right now, hell no. Give me, okay. You'd say Josh Allen, because he just won an MVP. Patrick Mahomes, okay. Lamar Jackson, okay. You're running out of list. We're running out of quarterbacks. I said top 5. Who else? Joe Burrow, okay. I'll give you Joe Burrow, although it's, the results aren't there. I would assume that you would say Joe Burrow. I'm waiting. Please, Bronco fan, don't embarrass yourself and say Bo Nix. Do not embarrass yourself. I said passers of the ball. Jets were a dumpster fire. They've always been a dumpster fire. Again, I said, let me rephrase the question to you guys again. Right now, given all of the advantages that can be afforded a quarterback for him not to completely suck, adequate offensive line, couple of weapons to work with. Aaron Rodgers isn't one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the game. Shomer Shabbos. Pull your head out. Come on. Because regardless of what you think about him as a person, like me, for instance, this is going to be tough. I would not, because it was all stylistically. It was all stylistic, and it was all, political. And with the results that we've gotten, I would start Aaron Rodgers over Jordan Love if he's on the squad. If he's healthy, absolutely. Again, the question isn't whether or not you like him. The question is, if given every opportunity, adequate offensive line, weapons on the outside, you don't think Aaron Rodgers is worth a flyer as a quarterback? I don't know if I agree with that. If you're Cleveland, you cannot add a QB through free agency. Drafting is the only way. They're $200 million tied up in quarterbacks. Yeah, I know. You still don't take a shot at it, though? Like, you're not going to draft. Where's Cleveland? Where Cleveland? Okay, so what's the draft order? 2025 NFL mock draft. Let's see. Round 1, fight. Cam Ward, number 1 pick off the board to Tennessee. Abdul Carter, edge rusher, Penn State, number 2 off the board. And that's because they're assuming that they're going to lose. What's the big kid that wants to leave Cleveland now? I'm assuming you're saying to replace. They're saying to replace. This is via CBS Sports. The CBS Sports Entertainment guys. Do they know what the fuck they're talking about? The 3rd pick in the NFL draft, according to CBS Sports, the New York Giants select Shedeur Sanders, University of Colorado. Shedeur Sanders is quite a quarterback. What? Travis Hunter 4th to New England? That would suck. He's going to be up there with Drake May. That would blow. I think that this Cleveland pick seems, with everything that was just said, Is that a real question? Rodgers or Purdy? I think I'll take Aaron Rodgers over Brock Purdy. You name the quarterback. Myles Garrett. Thank you. Aaron Rodgers or Brock Purdy. Come on. Let's not don't think about the guy. Think about the skill set. Don't think about the guy. I know you guys hate him. I get it. Don't think about the guy. Just think about just from a football perspective. Rodgers or Baker Mayfield? I'm taking Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers is washed? I disagree. I think he's made himself persona non grata, for sure. I think Aaron Rodgers gets in Aaron Rodgers' way, given the right situation. Rodgers passing yards, 3,800 yards, 8th in the league, but the rest of your team has to be perfect or it doesn't work. Fair assessment. So he's at least the 8th best passer in the league at his age. I think people tend to, in this instance, you just hate the guy. So it's just easy to say, oh, he's washed. Trust me. Aaron Glenn and them in Detroit, I don't think that they helped themselves by not making it work with him. What do you got better? Broncos don't have this problem. Broncos have their quarterback of the future. But if you are the hardest thing to do in sports, what is the hardest thing to do in sports? The hardest thing in sports to do is find a franchise quarterback in all of sports. The single hardest thing to do in sports is to find a franchise quarterback in the NFL. So when you have one and it's okay, he's got a bad attitude. Like if I'm Pittsburgh, you don't think Pittsburgh's kicking the tires on Aaron Rodgers? Okay. But in QBR, Aaron Rodgers isn't even in the top 14. Statistically, going undefeated is more difficult. Okay. I stand corrected, Congo. I stand. You son of a bitch. You smarmy. Remember that part in A Few Good Men when Tom gets the drop on Colonel Jessup, and Colonel Jessup goes to, you smarmy son of a bitch. No, I can have it read back to you. No, sir. You said people follow orders or people die. I could have it read back. I don't need it read back to me as if I was a child. So, Colonel, why the 2 orders? You cut these guys loose. God, I'm gonna have to watch A Few Good Men tonight. I just ramp myself up. I just literally ramp myself up. I'm gonna have to watch A Few Good Men tonight. Oh, how we should during it. How you doing? What skills did you see last season? Zach Wilson had a better record with the Jets. What skills did I see last season? I saw the Jets take a flyer I saw the Jets fall apart. So I don't know what I watched. And I didn't watch all their games. But I know that he's still an accomplishment. He's still one of the best. There's something in the games that I did see. There is something that's come off of his touch on his deep ball. But for the most part, I saw Aaron Rodgers as a listen. I think trying to judge anything by virtue of the Jets is a mistake, because I think it's a dumpster fire organization that can't get right. So I wouldn't completely hang it on that. Did they make a mistake? Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson. I guess we'll find out. They seem to think that they got a guy in Zach Wilson So we'll see, I guess, right? They weren't bad with Wilson before he got there. So I'm just saying that doesn't, I think last year was the exception and not the rule when it comes to how Aaron Rodgers will perform under center. I just do. He hasn't shown a lot of drop off in his ability to read defenses or throw the ball. I don't know. Rodgers wants to go on missions and do dabs and politics, and I wish him the best. If that's where he goes off and does, I wish him the best as well. Rodgers isn't even top 14 in QBR. Statistically, going undefeated is more to you, smarmy son of a bitch. Franchise quarterback or goalie in hockey? Timothy Rimothy, fair. Getting a guy between the pipes. Getting a guy between the pipes that is not apparently for the abs. It's like, damn, son. It's that hard, huh? Tough sledding. You can't handle the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like code, honor. We use these words. In a life spent defending something, you use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and falls under the blanket of freedom I provide and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I'd just rather you said thank you. Either that or I suggest you grab a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to. Did you order the code red? I did my job. I hear LL Cool J is doing it well with Shedeur Sanders replacing doing. I'm not sure I follow. Jay Daniels, L. Jackson, Jay Allen, B. Nix, Jay Hurts, CJ Stroud, B. Mayfield. I know what's happening here, and I don't agree with any of it. P. Holmes, P. Mahomes, M. Stafford, R. Wilson, J. Goff, J. Love, S. Darnold, J. Sam Darnold is a bit. A Bear. It's not Herbert. It's A Bear. All did statistically better than Rodgers. Would you go Google that? Yeah, Conga. I have it that committed to memory. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So the consensus is fuck Aaron Rodgers. Cool. Got that little piece of business out of the way. What do we have left? Okay. Last thing that we're going to do before I get out of here. I want to take you guys on a ride. You're damn right. I Google it. I fuck with you, brother. Jets going to bring Darnold and Wilson back home. Let's see how that works out for them. I wish them nothing but the best. My suggestion would be then, if I'm the Jets, can they trade up in the draft? How far would they have to go up in the draft to get up there and try and get their hands on Shedeur? Don't let him go to the other New York team. Don't let him go to the other New York team. Dun, 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 dun. Could they get up from? Is there a way that the Jets can trade up into the top 3 picks? Like, is there a way that they could trade up if Cleveland's going to go with Abdul Carter, who I saw playing a couple games. I don't know if he's worth that's curious to me. If you're the Jets, do you try and get up from 7 into the I mean, I even think Cam Ward to Tennessee is like, they must really, really like him. Isn't there something with their coach and him, though? Maybe that they've got a relationship or something? If you're the Jets, do you try and get up into that 2-3 spot? What? Excuse you, me. If Netflix ever remakes A Few Good Men, you have a good chance of getting a role on. Wait, it's a joke? All right, I want to do this last thing with you guys because we're all basketball fans. And I saw this conversation. And I was like, ooh, this is what I want to talk to the chat about, because this is about the Nuggets. This is about the Nuggets, but it's about the Nuggets in a roundabout way. And if our friend Daniel Miller had shown up for the show, This one's for you, Daniel Miller. This one is for you. Pourquoi? Para mí? Daniel Miller says. And I say, yes, para you. So one of my new favorite pastimes is watching Gil's Arena. I think it's a great show. I think Gil's Arena is a great show for basketball. I think that a lot of the opinions that are had on there are ridiculous. I think a lot of Gilbert Arenas' opinions are ridiculous. I think he is proof positive that just because you play the game doesn't mean that you know what the fuck you're talking about. Not that he doesn't know basketball. I'm just saying he talks about basketball the same way that he played, which is he's strictly about getting his. That's fine. I don't give a damn. I loved watching him play. This conversation though is about Bol, and the reason that you should already know then, Nuggets fan. The reason why it struck me is because, okay, let me let the conversation go and then we'll talk about it.
5 years old, shown flashes throughout his career, but nothing ever sustainable. So Bobo's still only 25 years old, shown flashes throughout his career, but nothing ever sustainable. We've had lengthy discussions about Bobo and whether he would live up to his potential in the past. Gil, you've been said the Suns needed to give him some burn, put him in the starting lineup. So for you, is it good to see Bobo starting to find his fit with this Sun squad?
Yes. As a coach, what are you looking at? Like, what do you like when you're watching the game and you're watching practice? What are you actually looking at? How are you evaluating your players? Right?
I'm going to speed it up a little bit.
I mean, it's just human nature. If I'm never going to play, at some point I'm not going to go as hard. Like it's a waste of energy, right? Imagine coming to practice every single day and there's no reward for it. Eventually, the behavior that you're looking at is going to be the behavior, right? But every time you put me on the floor, I produced.
And I don't disagree with that. And I was one of the biggest problems that I had with Mike Malone was, how is it that you're unable to find minutes on the floor for Bol? And all I would hear is, he's got a problem with him. He's got an attitude. It's a practice thing. And I'd be like, okay. All right. So tell me again how you're not unable to find minutes on the floor for Bol. Could you imagine us not having to? I know Bol's not a traditional center, but could you imagine us not having to find a backup, waste money on Dario Saric, or if Bol was you see what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll let them continue.
At very large numbers. And it's weird that it's taken this long to play him 3 games, and he has shown all 3 games he's balling. Like, worst case scenario, in 30 minutes, he gives you, 12, 10, and 3 blocks? Worst case. That motherfucker's better than whoever you have that's at the center spot. You're telling me that him, Kevin Durant, Beal, and Booker wouldn't have been dangerous? Like, who are you doubling at that point when you got your 5 man that can actually shoot threes too? And can dive, and can do floaters. Like, it was just one of those things. And block,
better than Nurkic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It made no sense why you kept
forcing that.
You over here watching practice. Practice don't dictate, it doesn't always dictate what someone's gonna do in a game. Right? How you practice, right? The shit you can do illegally in practice, can't do that shit in the game. Right? There's rules, there's referees, there's rules that has to be abide by. So, it's just weird that you're just realizing this shit now. I don't give a fuck how lazy he was. I would have tested it a long time ago.
I always, because every time I had the conversation with Nugget insiders, guys who cover the team, my homeboy Chris Dempsey, shout out to Demps, Brandon Cristal, shout out to BK, guys who spend a lot of time close to the team, they'd all say the same thing. It's just, Malone doesn't like his attitude. He can't. And I'm like, okay. So tell me how you can't find minutes on the floor for a guy with that much skill. I'll let them continue, and then I'm going to get to the chat.
You don't think they have? You don't think they have charges?
No.
Every time they've done it? I mean, every time they've done it.
How many games he didn't play? 13? 17 games out of, no. You haven't given him extensive time and minutes, not 17 games.
It's a sticky. But how does this work? It's a sticky situation.
They've been,
I got to play with him.
And pick up.
I got to play with him. So the sticky situation is there's a way to deal with these kids in today's age. When you talk about the mental health aspect, there's positive reinforcement, there's negative reinforcement. That's coddling or that's tough love. You give them tough love, what do? Stroke their tail, go into their shell. If you coddle them, what do? They stick their chest out. They think they'll walk right on you for doing it, right? So it's a balance. You got to figure out, like with a guy like Bobo, if you sit him down trying to teach him a lesson, he shrink. You give him out there, let him do what he want, he do too much. He shoot out with three, he do a bunch of shit you don't want him to do, don't even do. So I used to teach him.
One-legged threes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
all that, yeah. He turned into Wemby, you know what I'm saying? Like I could do that shit. So it's teaching, bro. It's trying to mitigate positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement. The whole psychology of the game. We talk about 90% mental, 10% physical. That's the part. Like Bobo is stuck in that limbo of what the fuck do I do when the coach ain't sitting me and we finally trade a motherfucker and I get to play now because you need me. Because you need me.
Okay, I'm not going to let this go because I want to have this conversation with y'all because this was one of my biggest problems with Mike Malone. And I think Timothy Rimothy hit one on the head. Got to find minutes for Will Barton because Will Barton is a good practice player. Will Barton, he's Efficient said, who's skinnier, Bobo, Chet, or Wemby? Bobo's definitely the skinniest out of the three of them. And he was Wemby before Wemby and Chet before Chet. And quite honestly, probably has as much game. I want to say he's got almost, if given the opportunities that Wemby's been given, I'm not so sure that Bo's not Wemby. Okay, let's say Wemby light. Bol. There's an interpersonal chemistry, and if Malone didn't gel with Bol, then that's that. If your boss doesn't like you, your days are numbered. It's not high school coaching, it's pro. Okay, that's cool. That's a great perspective. What do we value? I'm being honest here. Now, what's the value? The value is can you play basketball or not? The value is can you hoop or not? He wasn't given all kinds of chances. This is just factually inaccurate. He didn't get along with Mike Malone. Mike Malone didn't like his attitude as a practice player from everything that I was told. And it severely affected Mike Malone's even want to, and I'm going somewhere with this, because we almost saw similar with Zeke Naji. Bobo mentally seems to be a major issue. Without question, there's an attitude there. Guys who have been on the court with him, okay, well, Jamal's got an attitude. Clearly, Bobo wasn't taking any coaching. I don't know how clear that is because we never got a big enough sample sizing, is all I'm saying. And as we get ready to come out of the All-Star break, it's obviously going to be all hands on deck. I think that there was ample reason to say, I think there's ample reason to believe anyone that says Bol, Jamal's top 10 pick. Okay, that's fine. Let me just go ahead and throw some Bol highlights up here. What are we talking about? Let's see. Let's get it on Twitter. Let's get it on X. Sorry. Let's see. Bol. I should just say cooking. Let's see. Listen, man, I hear all of the things that people say that when they want to sound. I hear all the things that people say when they want to sound like, everything that you've heard people say. Everything you've heard, he doesn't accept coaching. When you say all the things that make you sound like you should be on ESPN, I hear that. I hear all the things that people will say when it's like, he's got this. But you know what? Bol has more than every single person on the bench for the Denver Nuggets. A bag. A legit bag. So I get it. You guys like to sound like, you guys like to say, and I love you. I love you, knuckleheads. But you guys like to sound like, oh yeah, he doesn't accept, he won't. It's obvious that he has a bag. And what are we talking about at the end of the day? Some would say that it's the coach's job to figure out how to get something out of your best players. Some people would say that. Crazy people would say it's the coach's job to figure out how you can have a guy who obviously didn't just learn these things. This isn't an issue of whether or not he just developed this bag. I know you guys like to, oh yeah, Bol wasn't Carper. If you watch basketball, let me throw this back up here. Sorry. I was watching the highlights by myself. If you know basketball, Bol can play the game at a high level. So when it's your job to get your attitude. Okay, cool. Coffee, cool. Bol's bag is Hunter Tyson and PJ Hall. And imagine if Bol were getting P Watt's minutes. No offense to P Watt. It's great. And this isn't new. This is Bol. This has been since, as far as I can tell, since he's been in the league, he's had this bag. But he's got this attitude. He can't, it's kind of like, okay. So what do you value again? Why has he been on multiple teams by age 25? I'll tell you why. Because in sports, when there's and I think it started here, you guys do know. Now, I know that you guys aren't the type that think that just the organizations are just infallible, right? So if you develop a reputation with a coach, you don't think that coach is calling ahead to other teams and being like, it's like an exit interview. And then you develop a reputation that might be well-earned in some regards, but concessions aren't being made for you that are probably being made for other players that you think Bol's the first. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Bol is the first guy to enter the NBA that's had an attitude? You don't think? Have you seen Anthony Edwards? Hold on. Have you seen Anthony Edwards? Just the way that he interacts with the world around him outside of basketball? You think Bol's the first guy to show up and it's like, oh yeah, and I think that's where Andon's point is. It's politics, in my opinion. Politics is why Bol's been on. Because once the book is out on you, now it's just like, oh guys, Bol. But the question is, what do you value? Because when I look at his bag, I'm going to have to figure out how to make that work. I'm going to have to figure out how to get through to this guy that, I get it. You think you're the best player in the game. And you know what, son? You're damn close. You're damn close. Come here, man. At a certain point in time, isn't that the coach's job? To notice the spectacular talent. And yes, he might challenge you a little bit, but he's not going to kiss your ass. And so Mike Malone or whomever, isn't it your job to see how you can get this kid? Then why didn't Bol succeed in the G League? He wasn't coached by Malone then. Are you watching what I'm watching? And are we taking the G League serious as any modicum of measuring NBA talent? What? Then why didn't he make it in the G League? What is the question that you're asking me? The G League isn't. You got a better off challenge of evaluating a player in college than you do in the G League. I don't know why he didn't make it in the G League. I know he's playing for the Suns now, so he must have did something right. Just because he's skilled doesn't mean he knows how to play basketball. What does that even mean, Conga? Because he's skilled doesn't mean he knows how to play basketball. You mean like he doesn't know how to play within the confines of an office? Isn't that the coach's job? To take talent and mold it to your system? This is also what his third or fourth team. It wasn't just the Nuggets that thought he sucked. It's not that he sucks. They think he has a bad attitude. I don't think anybody thinks he sucks. I think there's a political book out on Bol Bol. And again, my question is, what do you value? Because if you value winning, sometimes you just don't like a dude. Boom. Like, I look at Jalen Hurts and Aaron Rodgers and want to stab myself in the eyeballs. I want to punch my own face. I don't know why. We're all human animals. There's some I like the honesty there. I'm just reacting to the fact that he's been deep on benches with multiple teams. I don't disagree with that at all. And I think for every single one of those teams, Mike Malone and this coaching staff set the bar that this is a difficult guy. And your reputation will precede you. And then it's so easy for me to go, oh, yep, there's exactly what Malone and them told me. Now, am I saying Malone and them are wrong for that? Kinda, yeah. I'm saying they were stupid for not being able to figure out how to keep the dude on your squad. Because again, to this point, give me the guys on the Nuggets bench currently that you'd rather have in the game if the choice is between them and Bol. I want to win. I'm saying Malone had it in for Bol, and it doesn't make sense. It just is. Okay. I fuck with it. I agree with it. In sports, if you can play and have a bag, so to speak, teams will find a way to play you no matter what. That is completely untrue. And we're seeing the proof of it. Phoenix needs guys that can ball. And every time he gets in the game, he produces. Bol is looking good as he enters middle age. AI had an attitude, for example, so I see your point. All players have highlight reels. I mean, it's not a matter of highlight. Don't look at the reel. Look at the bag. Don't look at the reel. Look at the skill. Put the ball on the floor. Move left, move right, real well. Ball handling skills. Good around the basket. Block shots. Athletic. Keeps the ball high. Just look at the skill. Ball fake. Put it on the floor. Team basketball. Don't disagree with you. I love team basketball. Isn't the point to make, if you're a good coach, what does a good coach do? Does a good coach only excel when he has the perfect players? How could guys like Phil Jackson have gotten what they got out of guys like Dennis Rodman? Are you feeling me? You don't have to. I agree with everything you're saying, but in the Nuggets case, you have one of the best locker rooms in sports and a top 5 player ever. No time for any attitude. Keenan, I would agree with that, but I would offer you Jamal Murray. If it weren't for Jamal, I'd completely, and I have been in love with Jamal's game over these last 10 games or so. I have no complaints about Jamal Murray. All I'm saying is that I'm fairly sure the book's out on Jamal too. Bit of a surly, kind of not some cuddly, sometimes not really a team guy. Not saying, just saying. One thing to add to what Fishin just said, all these guys were the best players at their high schools and even states or countries. They can all play and have a bag, right? Yes and no. Okay, to your point. I know they don't play the same position, but they're long and they both are young. Who's got a better bag? PJ Watt or Bol? Okay, no, I'll go one better. Who's got a better bag? Bol or Michael Porter Jr.? Whose bag's better? Bol can shoot from outside. Bol can handle the ball, put the ball on the floor, above average passer, willing rebounder, better than average shot blocker. So willing defender. Did Bol score a 50 versus the Rockets? I know he's had I don't know what his career high has been, but point taken. How's Bones doing at the Clippers? Dante's in the house.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Comparing Bol to Bones Highland is disrespectful. So I'm gonna Dante, your contributions are always welcome, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, what the fuck are you talking about? I would choose Bol over DeAndre Jordan right now. Me too, J Kid. Like what? I'm trying to see if we can fleece them. Like that's the guy I want on my bench. The floater is something that you don't see on an 8-footer. It's very true. Nuggets only have room for one diva. That would be Murray. Yeah, you probably can't have two guys in the locker. Is that where worlds collide? Two attitudes like that? Malone wants to have a Nuggets way like Belichick's Patriots way. So if he feels like someone doesn't fit, they got to go through Malone's eyes. Is it right? Who knows? Well, it's wrong. It's wrong. And I think I think what we're seeing is hopefully he's softening. No problems really with Mike Malone either, except for that one, his rotation, and his attitude towards young guys. I'm not going to completely exonerate our boy, the $8 million man, Zeke Naji, but it's funny what playing time will do for a guy, and you see his game come back out. You see his game peak back out, and you're like, oh man, maybe he just needed some minutes. I'd rather smoke some Bulls than watch Bull play basketball. That was pretty good. Malone Bogarts the J. I hate the chance he could ruin the locker room, but I think I hate the chance of wasting Joker more. I'm conflicted. Listen, if I have anything to do with it, and I know many of you are the same way, my only concern in life is winning Nikola Jokic rings. So if Bol is his backup, oh God, oh dear God, and Mike Malone's got to put up with a little bit of tude, oh my God. Maybe his pedigree overshadowed him and the expectations were too high and it got frustrating waiting for him to develop. He's pretty much had this bag since he showed up at the Nugget. I mean, you don't remember Bol in many of the minutes that he got with the Nuggets. We all saw the bag. You think ownership has a role too? For example, they could step in and say play him more. However, that would cause other issues. I think that's kind of what happens with I think that's been kind of the clash with the front office, at least in Malone. The front office is saying, we want to see this guy. And Malone's like, I don't fuck with that guy. And they're like, yeah, well, we're paying him. So you're going to have to fucking figure it out. And he's like, but I don't like it. He's got a very tight, knit rotation. I like my guys. Okay. I think he was pissed off that they didn't make a commitment to guys that he would have rather had around, that he could trust, vets that he could trust. And I'm not mad at that, but it's just like, well, they're expecting you then to bring your young players along. That's obviously the plan, right? That's obviously the formula that the Nuggets front office, that the brass wants, is bring the young guys along. We don't want to pay for, we'd rather blow our wad on young cats than, okay, well then the coach got to play them then, don't he? No complaints. They went in on a winning streak. I hope they come out and blitz this first 10 games coming out. I'm just saying, I'm affixed on this and this and this alone. This is my only concern. This is my only concern. If the Joker if Joker's career is wasted because this organization didn't have the nuts to put around him what he needs to continue to be himself and win chips. Nuggets haven't exactly managed this roster spectacularly, and losing Bull is probably one mistake they wish they could fix. You don't think that they look back on that and they're like, damn, kind of blew it, yeah. Zeke Naji, $32 million or Bull. Why? Because Zeke at the time was a better listener in practice? I don't know. Kanchar. I know that's Joker's homeboy. Or Bull. You don't think that you okay. Okay. Or maybe he needed time to mature as a person and as a player. That's why you stay longer in college. To blame 3 teams not seeing his bag is on him. I don't even know what to say in response to that. We see young guys. Hold on. Again, the game is the game. Bobo didn't learn any of it. This is the game he came into the NBA with. So the bag is the bag. When you have a bag, again, what do you value? You know what I value in the NBA? Guys who are really good at basketball. That's what I value. I don't know what the rest of y'all be on. What I value is guys who can ball and aren't just especially in this positionless basketball NBA. NBA would be so much better if all the kids had to play through their junior year. I agree with this. Bol could literally be on Auburn's. He's the same age as most of Auburn's national championship, or look like they're going to win a national championship. He's literally this. He fits right in with Auburn's roster. I think that to improve basketball, because you guys aren't wrong. Let me pull this back a bit. You're not wrong that his attitude is the problem. I do think that it's ridiculous. He, quite honestly, outside of the Nuggets starting 5 and Russell Westbrook, he's better than every other Nugget on the roster right now, as is. And what's frustrating is that's where he still could be. You always knew the Nuggets were going to waste Jokic. God, please don't say that. I don't think you're wrong, but I'm trying to get that mojo Jojo out of here. I think them getting one championship is all we could have ever hoped for from this franchise. Please don't say that. Please don't say that. You can't say that. Oh, don't say that. You know why? Because you're right, 1, but 2, we are talking about the same front office who has the potential to let Brown walk away for nothing. Not the highest praised front office group the Nuggets got. This is my nightmare. Showing the highlights from February 5th game. All points. Listen, I'm just showing you the bag. You can, if you can't see the bag, I don't know what to tell you, Conga. Fishing. You are an appreciated contrarian, but I don't give a damn what the game was that he played. The bag's the bag. Like what? How many points he scored? I don't give a damn about how many points he scored. The bag is the bag. He's a talented basketball player is the point. So NBA isn't a team sport now, just ballers balling for stats and hope we win. No. The NBA is supposed to be filled with coaches that are professional enough to take a guy, stick him in a situation where he can excel and help you win rings. But the guy has to have talent. It's a lot easier to take a guy with talent and a bad attitude, and you as the coach, because that's part of that's why we pay you the money. You as the coach are responsible for taking that guy and making him into a player, a la the great coaches that we've seen do it, whether it's Greg Popovich, which they didn't have those problems in San Antonio because they generally got guys that kind of fit the bill. But if you don't think that guys like Phil Jackson, I'm talking about championship coaches. I don't know what the hell else we should be talking about, so I'm going to keep it on that. So if you think that guys like Phil Jackson or Greg Popovich or Pat Riley or give me the guy haven't had to take guys with bad attitudes and turn them into players in their system, I respectfully would say to you, what the fuck are you talking about? All I want is 3 rings. Is that too hard? Is that too much to ask for? No, it's not. It's not. Bobo looks like a goat from that highlight film. It's the bag's the bag. There is literally no bag for Bol. I'm sorry, you were literally the first person I've had make an argument. Really? I'll show you a 4. Like what? There's no bag for a guy who's 7 foot tall, can dribble, handle, shoot, both hands. I don't know if I thought you knew basketball, but I'm not sure you do. Also, those Rockets are awful. I love you, chat. Mike Malone is a championship coach. Well, then he should have been able to get more out of Bol than shouldn't he have? Bol, he doesn't have the soft skills. Coaches take a guy like him, stick him in a sitch, making him into a player. So it's cool if we wait for dudes to develop. He doesn't need to develop. He just needs to have someone put him in a game where he can excel at what he does. You're watching it happen with Mike Malone. I mean, with Michael Porter Jr. You didn't have a problem with that, right? They need to produce day one as a pro. That completely flies in the face of everything that we've watched with the Nuggets, with the exception of Nikola Jokic. And it's like, what? Hold on, I'm looking. Okay. Sorry, I had to look at something. What else we got? Didn't even show his D in that clip. No, there was no D in that clip. I just pulled up a clip. One time, Bol has played over 50 games, averaged 21 minutes, 9 points, 6 rebounds. Where's the bag? Okay. I want you to look up Dario Saric. I want you to look up. You're a Google guy. Give me Dario Saric and what's our other backup center's name? Give me their numbers combined in minutes. Like, what are we talking about? If you don't know talent, I don't know what to tell you. I gotta type that. Yeah, you're gonna have me stroking out here. What the fuck? 6 rebounds for a 7-footer is sad. Okay. And you're right. It doesn't, and it does fly in the face of what they've done, which is why it's so damn frustrating. Only if you're not a contrarian, I can tell you that. And which is why we don't get another chip for Joker. How is Budenholzer doing with Bol? He just figured out that Bol can ball, and he's put him in the game, and poof, there it is. I'm talking about Bol. What does Dario Saric have to do with it? Because if you're telling me that those are his numbers, well, then I would assume that Dario Saric, the immortal Dario Saric, should have better numbers. Useful even. Like, put him in the game. What can I use you for? The thing I will agree with is that he treats Murray and MPJ with kid gloves. But if somebody doesn't practice hard and gets benched, doesn't practice as hard, gets benched, but Murray and MPJ are allowed to pout. The fact that Calvin flew to Europe specifically to sign Sarge makes the fact that they gave Bowl away even worse. It must be just me. It must be just me. People are like, Bol, he can't even play basketball. I don't even know where you're arguing for Bol. Like, he can't even play. What are you talking about? Sarge played in Golden State last year. Don't make that up. Sarge played in Golden State last year, and he was terrible in Golden State. Whoomp, there it is. Let's focus on the terrible move Booth has made. Did Booth bounce Bol out? Can't remember. I can't. I just know that what I do remember about the Bol years is that it was obvious he wasn't going to get tick here, and then it was gone. So I wouldn't even put it on Booth. I'm really focusing on, and this is a great debate to have. I'm really focused on the wasted opportunity that Mike Malone as a rotation guy had. That's it. And I saw this conversation earlier, and it was like, every time he gets on the floor, he produces. And the only thing that can be said is most of the things that come back is that, he's got a bad attitude. Okay. What do you value? Because if Bol, I'll be shocked if Bol is the first guy to come into the NBA with a bad attitude. I'd be shocked. Especially a guy with a bag as deep as Bol's.
Who wants to have some fun? I do.
That's all. What do you value? If you value winning, you look for the most talented guys, and you make sure that the most talented guys are as close to your roster as possible and that they're getting minutes. To me. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing that it's in every other sport. The one thing that is valued in every sport, the one thing that is valued over everything else is, can you play or can you not? That's it. That's what's valued. Guys be having cocaine problems, drinking problems, wife problems, baby mama problems, teammate problems, pistol problems, problem. And if they can play, somehow they always end up on the court or on the field of play. It's pretty basic. That ending, excuse me, that ending was amazing. That was amazing. Okay, let me get to the rest of y'all's comments, and then I'm gonna get the hell out of y'all tonight. I've done enough. I've stirred up enough trouble. Fishing, my resident contrarian, says, was Ball on the team when they won the chip? No, he wasn't needed at all. Nope, you get no argument out of me there. He was not on the team, therefore not needed at all. Now that wasn't Booth, that was before him. So that was a Tim Conley move. So the Nuggets winning 7 in a row could have been 14 if they had Bol. That's what this sounds like you're trying to tell us. No, what I'm trying to tell you is that the guy's talented and he can play basketball, and he's better than everybody that's on the Nuggets bench that's not named. And the only reason I will say that's not named Russell Westbrook, if that's where he gets returned to, is because it's Russell Westbrook. That's it. And he was here. It wasn't even all that long ago that he was here. And it just seems like talent and opportunity wasted. He was here when Zeke Naji was here. Just seems like talent and opportunity wasted. That's all I'm saying. Malone's probably just a middling coach if he doesn't have Jokic. Well, we saw how it worked out with him in Sacramento. No shade to Mike Malone. No, you're absolutely have a great point, because it's really not about Bol. It's about Malone letting his feelings dictate the roster lineup moves and not the goal of winning a championship. That's it. Andon, you said what I was thinking better than I could have said it. Straight up. I do agree that the worst thing that happens, we never see Jokic get another ring. Then Malone's stubbornness to play young guys could be the number one reason. Again, Jonathan Kidd, you're saying what I'm thinking better than I've said it. And Jackson isn't crap without MJ or D Wade. Pop without Towers. Yeah, every winning coach has great players. You're making my point for me. Every winning coach has great players. Some of them have wild ass gambling addiction problems and punching their teammates in practice problems. And somehow the greats figure out how to make it work. That's all I'm saying. You doing this so you don't have to yeah, I gotta find somebody to dump it out. Good catch, Fishing. I gotta find somebody to let my anger out. My latent anger at Jamal Murray. I'm like, that guy's doing really good. I can't wait till he fucks off, because I'm really gonna. Jamal Murray's playing real well. Yeah, he scored 55 last night, but I don't like the look on I don't like the cut of his jib. Jamal Murray had a great game last night, scored 55. Yeah, he did. But you know what? That guy, I just see it on him. He's so smug. Look at his fucking attitude. Look at this guy. Oh, fuck, this Joker thinks that he is. Who does this guy think that he is? Joker? The only thing that matters is Joker and more Joker. Joker, and more Joker. Jamal Murray's been a great player. He was named NBA Player of the Week. Yeah, he was named Player of the Week, but God damn it, that guy's got an attitude on him. Somebody needs to take him down a peg. Fucking take him down a notch. Damn it, Bobby. In the building so late? Hold on.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker. I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
I joke, but there's people like that. Yeah. Just can always find the what do we call them? Negative Nellies. Would you take Bol over Strother right now? Yes. Yes. That's actually good. Fishing, that's actually good. That's actually good. Because I would liken Julian Strother under Bol. Obviously, they're not the same player, different dimensions, but I would liken him under Bol because I think Julian has a chance to be a really a contributor to a championship organization. I think Julian does have a chance to, if he's got electric scoring ability, so I like that. I do. I think that's a great comp. Would I take him over Julian Strother right now? Length. I think I would. That's hard, though. That's actually good. That's hard. That's harder. That's hard. That's a hard decision to make because I do like what Julian's brought, but Julian's also a streaky scorer. Plumlee in Phoenix. Yeah, Plumlee. Okay, let me get to this. The skinny, the gritty is an adequate backup for Joker. The man deserves it, even if you don't get him another ring. Good God. Get him somebody that he can sit him down. And he doesn't look like he needs it. It looks like he's in great shape. He's playing well. Bobo can shoot threes. He can hit threes. I would say this. There's nothing that Julian Strother has done in his young, albeit young, career yet that says that he's just far and away a better choice to be shooting threes than Bobo. Bobo's got, when I say he's got a bag, I'm serious. I'm not just saying this. The boy's got a bag. All that. Going to bed early for some Call of Duty tonight? Maul slouches. Who does he think he is slouching like that? You know, Jamal Murray had 9 assists tonight, 30 points, 5 rebounds. Yeah, but I don't like the way that guy fucking slouches when he's walking off the court. There's just something about that guy that really just twists my nipples. There's just something about that Jamal Murray that really just gets under my motherfucking skin. I'm still not sold on Bol Bol. Fine. Strawther fits the culture better than Bol Bol. Fine. Strawther can shoot threes. Does Bol. Fine. Bol Bol is the one guy who got away. Maybe. Fine. Hopefully Deron Holmes is that was one that we didn't get to see, because that's what he was brought in for, right? That's what he was brought to town for. We would have been seeing lots of minutes out of Deron Holmes. And God, Achilles. Achilles. I just hope he hope he can get back from that healthy, for sure. I'm going to make sure I watch Bol Bol also. You know what, Fishing? There's this saying. A wise man once said, "Fuck you, Fishing." All right, you knuckleheads. I think we've done good work here today. I think we did good work here today. Don't you?
Red or blue, which pill do you choose? Take your head back and swallow. To the leg clap and hollow. Some of y'all so sleepy, tucked in the easy. Isn't that cute? You want your baba and your binky? You need some wawa, gotta go TT.
You think that's funny? Okay, let's see. Gonna make Bol Bol 99s over 2K. You guys are fucking assholes. I fucking love the chat. This year's rookie class has looked weak, and the fact the Nuggets telegraphed they wanted Holmes makes me less than optimistic. Fishing thinks he's hilarious. You're welcome, Bobby. Anyone else who plays Call of Duty, throw your tag in the chat. Gonna make mobile. Oh, saw that on. You're very welcome, Fishing. You the man as well. This is one time for everybody in the hood.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
What did you say? He still misses dunks. Get out of here. All right, you knuckleheads. All right, you knuckleheads. All right, you knuckleheads. All right, you knuckleheads. Love you much. Make sure you grab somebody that you love. Somebody that you love. Make sure you hold them close. Tell them that you love them. You never know when the next time will be the last. All right, y'all. Peace in a minute.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Jesus Christ, we can't run.